Hola, chicos! I'm not there today, so you're going to have to listen to my voice for this self-assessment, and I apologize in advance for the birds chirping in the background, Lilu and Chula. Anyways, with that being said, for Spanish specials, ¿qué aprendimos en año 4? What did we learn in year 4? Guidelines for the assessment are please put your name in the upper right hand corner along with your class. And as you go through with the video, the assessment gives you 3 choices to assess yourself. Tres, por supuesto, means that you can do the skill completely. Dos, más o menos, means you more or less can do the skill. And only if you cannot do any part of the skill at all will you choose no, which is 1. Introducciones. We learned how to introduce other people and say he, she is called. Skill number 1. ¿Cómo se dice? How would you say? For number 1, you are asking yourself, can I introduce someone else in Spanish? How would you say her name is Maria and his name is Paco? When I say go, tell your partner. Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. Él se llama Paco. Ella se llama Maria. If you were able to do that with no problem, give yourself a 3. If you were struggling, you knew parts of it, weren't sure, give yourself a 2. If you didn't know how to do it at all, that would be giving yourself a 1. Número 2. ¿Qué puedes identificar? Which of the following pictures is él? Which is ella? When I say go, tell your table partner. ¿Cómo se llama? Is this él o ella? Is this él o ella? Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. This is él, he. This is ella, she. If you were able to do that with no problem, give yourself a 3. If you weren't sure, give yourself a 2. And if you had no clue, then you can give yourself a 1. La escuela. We learned how to say the places in the school. We didn't quite do the activity with designing the mini escuela for Leo and his squad, but we did do activities to prepare us to use that vocabulary. ¿Qué puedes identificar? What can you identify? This is testing your skills 3 and 4. 3 being I can say 4 or more places in the school, and 4 being I can say I am in Spanish. Work with your table partner to say I am in plus the following school locations in Spanish on the next slide. Think about the cognates. Go. Ok, chicos, su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. Estoy en is how we say I am in. La cafetería, el baño, la biblioteca, el gimnasio, el pasillo, la oficina, and el patio de recreo. If you were able to say I am in, estoy en, then for number 4, give yourself a 3. If you didn't know, give yourself a 1. For number 3, I can say 4 or more places in the school. If you could say 4, give yourself a 3. If you only knew maybe 1 through 3, give yourself a 2. And if you didn't have a clue for any of them, then you can give yourself a 1. La tecnología. We learned how to say the names of pieces of technology that we use. We helped some cavemen acclimate to the year 2016, and we rocked it out to the worst song ever. But we won't listen to that song today. For number 5 and 6, I can say 4 or more pieces of technology. 6 being I can say I use. In Spanish, ¿qué puedes identificar? Work with your table partner when I say go to say I use plus the following pieces of technology in Spanish. Hint, think about the cognates. Go. Ok, chicos, su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. Uso is how we say I use in Spanish. La computadora, la tele, el remoto, la película, la pantalla, la radio, el celular. If you were able to do 4 or more of those pieces of technology, give yourself a 3. If you only could do 1 through 3, 1, 2, 3, give yourself a 2. And if you couldn't do a single one at all, give yourself a 1. Taking a look at number 6, I can say I use in Spanish. If you knew that, give yourself a 3. If you didn't know for sure and you had a part of uso, maybe you knew usar or usas and you used a form of it, give yourself a 2. If you had no memory at all, give yourself a 1. España. We played Kahoot in order to learn some facts about España. Number 7. ¿Qué sabes sobre España? What do you know about Spain? Look at the images on the following slide. Tell your partner everything you know about the country of Spain. Hint, think about location, language, economy, food, geography, sports, produce, etc. Number 7 is saying I can tell 3 facts about the country of Spain. Go. Ok, chicos, su atención, por favor, su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. Spain is located on the continent of Europe. Madrid is Spain's capital. Spain is a Spanish-speaking country. Duh, that's why we talk about it. It's a government led by a president and a king. Football, soccer, is Spain's most popular sport. Flamenco is a very popular type of dance in Spain. Spain is divided into 17 regions. Spain has a strong economy and most Spaniards enjoy a high standard of living. Spain produces grapes, seafood, and olives. If you were able to say 3 facts about Spain, give yourself a 3. If you only could say 1 or 2, give yourself a 2. If you knew nothing about Spain, which I highly doubt, give yourself a 1. El arte de Picasso. We learned about Pablo Picasso, a well-known Spanish artist. We drew some faces in Picasso's style of cubism. Número 8. Which is realismo? Which is cubismo? Number 8 is saying, I can tell if a painting is realismo or cubismo. Take a few moments with your neighbor to discuss which is which. Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? You either got it or you don't. If you got it, give yourself a 3. If you didn't, give yourself a 1. If you weren't sure, give yourself a 2. Survivor Spanish 1. We learned some facts about the Spanish-speaking country of Peru. We were stranded in the Amazon jungle in Peru. We needed to use our cellular to record a video with our personal information. This next skill is looking at 9 and 12. I can translate 4 or more of the Amazon survival phrases, and I can ask for help in Spanish. When I say go, work with your table partner to translate the following phrases. Hola, me llamo. Soy de. Tengo blank años. Voy a la escuela. Estoy perdido en la Amazonia. Necesito ayuda. Necesito rescate. Ayúdame, por favor. Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look at what these phrases mean. Hola, me llamo means hello, my name is. Soy de, I am from. Tengo blank años, I have so many years. Voy a la escuela, I go to the school. Estoy perdido en la Amazonia, I am lost in the Amazon. Necesito ayuda, I need help. Necesito rescate, I need rescue. Ayúdame, por favor, help me, please. If you were able to translate 4 or more of those phrases, go ahead and give yourself a 3. If you only knew maybe 1 through 3 of them, give yourself a 2. If you, and only if you didn't know any of the words at all on the page, may you give yourself a 1. Survival Spanish number 2. We had an accident in Las Montañas Andes. We needed to use our cellular to call the doctor and give him our information. Now we're looking at skills 10 and 12. 10 being I can translate 4 or more of the Andes survival phrases, and 12, I can ask for help in Spanish. When I say go, you're going to work with your table partner to translate the following phrases. Estoy mal. Necesito ayuda. Me llamo. Tengo blank años. Soy de. Estoy en las montañas Andes. And me duele la cabeza. Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. Estoy mal means I am bad or in a bad state. Necesito ayuda. I need help. Me llamo. My name is. Tengo blank años. I have so many years. Soy de. I am from. Estoy en las montañas Andes. I am in the Andes Mountains. And me duele la cabeza. My head hurts. If you were able to say 4 or more of those, then give yourself a 3. If you only knew 1 to 3 of them, give yourself a 2. Only if you had no idea of anything at all on the page may you give yourself a 1. Survival Spanish number 3, boys and girls. We didn't actually do this one, but I think that our skills are so good that we can assess how well we could do this anyways. Our cruise ship crashed in El Caribe, and we ended up with 2 extra survivors, an old lady who spoke only English and a mute man who wrote in Spanish. We needed to translate their personal information for the Coast Guard rescue team. Taking a look at number 11, which still includes number 12, I can ask for help in Spanish. When I say go, you will work with your table partner to translate Gertrude's information to Spanish. Your goal is to say 4 or more survival phrases used in the Caribbean. My name is Gertrude. I am 96 years old. I'm excellent today. My mouth hurts. I like to sing karaoke. I need my friend, Bert. Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. Me llamo Gertrudis. I don't expect you to know that Gertrude translates to Gertrudis in Español, but regardless, tengo 96 años. Estoy excelente hoy. Me duele la boca. Me gusta cantar karaoke. Necesito mi amigo Bert. If you were able to do 4 of those or more, give yourself a 3. If you were only able to do 1 or 3 of those, give yourself a 2. Only if you didn't know absolutely anything on that page, may you put 1. How do you think you do with asking for help in Spanish? For number 12, rate yourself on 3, 2, or 1. Cuentos de hada. We learned transitional words and phrases used in our storytelling. We wrote Mad Libs and we told cuentos locos. Number 13. ¿Qué puedes identificar? Number 13 is wanting to know if you can say 5 or more transitional words or phrases. When I say go, you'll work with your table partner to say the following transitional words or phrases in Spanish. Here's a little ditty that we sang over and over again to help you remember what they are. Da 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 da. Fairy tales. Go. Okay, chicos, su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. For old time's sake, how about we sing this song together and show your sub that you know these gestures as well. Here we go. Había una vez primero, segundo, tercero, próximo, después finalmente, cuentos de hadas, fairy tales. Good job. If you were able to do 5 of those or more, give yourself a 3. If you only knew maybe 1 through 4, give yourself a 2. If you didn't know any of those at all, then give yourself a 1. A viajar. We discussed things one would need when traveling abroad. We studied abroad and lived with a Costa Rican family. We learned how to politely interrupt someone, ask for help, and tell them an address that we need to arrive at. We helped Hamilton find his lost mochila. We traveled all around la ciudad de San Jose, Costa Rica, in search of una mochila. For number 14, you are trying to assess whether or not you can say 3 or more travel phrases. When I say go, work with your table partner to say the following phrases in Spanish. Excuse me, sir or miss. I need to arrive at. The address is. Have a good one. And you too. Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. Excuse me, sir or miss means disculpa, señor, señorita. I need to arrive at is necesito llegar a. The address is la dirección es. Have a good one is que le vaya bien. You too is igualmente. How do you think you did? If you were able to say 3 of those travel phrases or more, give yourself a 3. If maybe you only remembered 1 or 2, give yourself a 2. And only if you knew absolutely nothing on that page can you give yourself a 1. Ir de compras. We learned helpful shopping words and phrases for our trip to España with our teacher whose husband banned her from shopping and talking. Number 15. ¿Qué puedes identificar? What can you identify? It's asking if you can say 5 or more of the shopping vocabulary. When I say go, you will work with a partner at your table to say the following vocabulary in Spanish. Here's a little ditty that'll help you remember this vocabulary. Ba 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 ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Hopefully that was helpful and you liked my bad singing. Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. Let's go ahead and sing this song for good measure, just like old times. Here we go. I want to see you guys do those motions. Busco cosas de rebajas. ¿Cuánto cuesta? Tengo dinero, dólares y centavos, tarjeta de crédito en mi cartera. Necesito mi recibo. Quiero ir de compras. Muy bien, chicos. If you're able to do at least 4, did I say 4? Let me go back and read. If you're able to say 5 of the shopping vocabulary, give yourself a 3. If you are able to do 1 through 4, or up to 4, give yourself a 2. And only if you didn't know any of those on the screen can you put a 1. Ir de compras. We completed an entire shopping transaction in Spanish at an Esquitos market. El mercado de Esquitos. Number 16, boys and girls, almost done, almost done. I'm excited, aren't you? Okay, anyways, I can say 4 or more of the phrases from the shopping transaction. When I say go, working with your table partner to say the following phrases in Spanish. Excuse me, sir, miss, I am looking for. How much does it cost? Here is the money. Thanks, and have a good one. Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. Excuse me, sir. Miss means disculpa, señor, señorita. I'm looking for is busco, not Bosco sticks, so stop it. How much does it cost? ¿Cuánto cuesta? Here is the money. Aquí está el dinero. Thanks, gracias, and have a good one. Que le vaya bien. If you were able to say 4 or more of those phrases, give yourself a 3. If you could only do 1 to 3 of those phrases, give yourself a 2. Ir de compras. We took a look at some mercados in Spanish-speaking countries. We learned expected behaviors in Spanish-speaking marketplaces, and we learned some helpful phrases for bargaining in los mercados. Last but not least, number 17. Can you describe 2 or more things about Latin American markets? ¿Qué sabes? When I say go, tell a partner everything you know about what Latin American markets are like, what the vendors expect you to do, and why. Hint, think about products, supply, demand, price, competition, etc. Go. Su atención, por favor. Su atención. How do you think you did? Let's take a look. In a Latin American marketplace, people sell fruits, vegetables, meat, poultry, clothing, accessories, and more. Even pig heads, remember? You absolutely want to wash your produce before eating if you buy from a market so you don't get sick. Many vendors sell similar products, so the supply is often higher than the demand, thus reducing the prices of the goods. Prices are not set in stone like at Meijer. The competition among vendors is great, so they expect you to bargain with them for a lower price. If you think you got 2 or more, give yourself a 3. If you knew maybe one thing, give yourself a 2. And if you didn't know anything at all about Latin American marketplaces, then give yourself a 1. Whew! Aprendimos mucho. We learned so much. Somos inteligentes. You are so smart. We are smarties. Let's do a little celebration. Fiesta, regalos, invitación. Estoy listo para celebrar. Quiero celebrar, celebrar, fiesta. Quiero celebrar, celebrar, fiesta. Quiero celebrar, comida, bebida y la música. Okay, I'm done. Adios. See you when I come back.